All right, Nnamdi Kanu is Tinubu's greatest mistake. Me and I know that a lot of you might be wondering why I always repeat this talk all the time. But well, I don't want to say much. And with video, mga like Kunukiria, and I would love you to pay attention to watch that video to the end. You know, if you don't have chance to watch the video, you can save the video and come back later and watch it. So do well to click on your share button and share this video while learning also running this message to all your social media platforms, because when you kuna this video nga talk ono listen ya nga atom kuno get heed of that thing, and don't forget to click on your subscribe button, because that's the only way to encourage and support us. So enjoy the rest of the video. I'll be right back.
You must be willing to negotiate. You can't have everything. And when you don't have everything, have something.
Absolutely.
You know, the Southeast needs to be reintegrated into Nigeria.
Yeah.
Not as a favor. I'm not trying to be patronizing.
No.
But because that's a key part of this country. And we're losing a lot. The whole country is losing a lot by shutting out all part of this country and basically saying, let them do what they want to do with each other, with themselves. That is really, really dangerous.
Yes.
And one way in which we can reintegrate, where the North-South-East can be reintegrated into this country, is through the political process. Now, when you say, I want that, and only that, if I can't have that, I will stay out. You could end up being permanently out.
Absolutely.
Because the same way you want it, somebody else will want it.
Recently, the wife of the president, the first lady of the country, was in America, and she was calling for more American strikes in the northern. She specifically stated northern part of the country. She didn't call for strikes in the southeastern part of the country that are suffering from the IPOB and sit at home and issues of separation, agitations of separation, killings that are going on.
You don't
there.
think that it's fair to say that the North is a top priority when it comes to insecurity?
The North is a top priority when it comes to insecurity, but it shouldn't be labeled as a crisis that is based on faith.
Is there a chance
Muslims
that you are misinterpreting the efforts as something that is targeting Muslims or North to destroy the region?
Of course. It is a deliberate act.
But where's the facts?
The facts are numerous. Wherever America in the past 20 years has conducted war, it's in Islamic countries. From Somalia to Yemen to Iraq to recently in Iran. Forgetting the fact that millions of Christians are killed in Palestine today. Millions and millions of Muslims are being killed over the years. The recent count in just the 2025 crisis between the Palestinians and the Israelis is 70,000 people dead. Americans are not focusing on that. The European countries are not focusing on that. So this brings out the hypocrisy in this in the southern hegemony. In the context of people with certain faith being designated as certain people.
So you're accusing you're accusing the wife of the president of what exactly? What did the first lady do
The
wrong?
first lady has called for attacks. The
Against
American
terrorists.
government, she did not mention terrorists.
Who do you think she wants to be
but she did
attacked?
not mention terrorists.
Quoting her word for word.
Quoting her word for word, she called for more strikes in the northern part of the country. That's quoting her word for word. And if you look at the narratives that are being sent out by certain media organizations in Nigeria here, you talk about Fulani herdsmen bandits. You don't talk about Igbo bandits. You label criminality and target to a certain faith, or you target to a certain ethnicity, is absolute profiling and is condemnable. This is what we need to desist from doing. We should call a criminal, whatever his background of faith, whatever his background of ethnicity, whatever his background of geography where he comes from. A terrorist is a terrorist. A criminal is a criminal. There is no need demonizing so many other people, innocent people. I'm a Fulani man, back and forth. If you say Fulani herdsman bandit, you're including me. There are criminals that I don't associate with. There are criminals that I condemned their acts.
But isn't there a chance that, I mean, the possibility that all the things you're saying could be true? However, the same narrative could also be empirical, that the bandits are majority from the Fulani extraction, and there's no.
Yes, that's coming from one of the northern elders,
very influential politician within the Nigerian political space, former aide to the former president, and also was a very close special advisor to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But now I think they have parted ways. It's very, very clear, that ever since Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced to imprisonment in Sokoto, that the North has lost more than ever believed in the history of Northern government, and that Nigeria has been experiencing a serious backwardness exposed to the international community, warning that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should move in and dialogue with Nnamdi Kanu with immediate effect, or else. I think, what's your reaction on that?
I think for me, that is Baba Ahmed, it is too late, because Kanu, as Mazen Kanu himself, has done the needful. We've seen how the Sokoto Caliphate was bombed via the influence of Mazen Kanu, because Kanu alone single-handedly took this struggle to the international community. Now that Kanu is in tension, now the relevance and the struggle is getting even more attention compared to when Kanu is outside. Now the North is in disguise, knowing fully well that things are falling apart already. That no matter how they tend to please Nigerians, that most Nigerians and many Nigerians are of the views and are of the opinion that one Nigeria would never work. No matter how we intend to paint it, no matter how we tend to cover it up, that now, as of now, we've seen how American soldiers and the American government, their focus is to even eliminate bandits in the North. And even as it stands now, the congressman has also passed a bill to protect Christians, and that influence has been done. That alone was being influenced by Nnamdi Kanu. And now we've seen even the UN, where some elements are where some congressmen are pushing for the Biafra actualization. So I think the North should not drag the Igbo'S into their underdeveloped region, because knowing fully well that if the East goes pathway, nothing will be left for them. Knowing fully well that they feed on the resources of the Eastern region. Even Nigerians of today feed on the resources of the Eastern region. And that is why they are trying to do everything just to make peace with the Igbo'S. You are trying to make peace with the Igbo'S, yet you sentence Mazen Kanu wrongfully. And knowing fully that the Igbo'S are heavily marginalized in this contraption called Nigeria. So that Baba Ahmed should not at this point pacify or he should not pacify President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to dialogue with the North. Now, it has even, they are even going as far to send delegates of about 12 set of a committee that comprises of 12 program elders and then Imam to go and visit Mazen Kanu in Sokoto prison. After making Nigeria backward for years, and Kanu warned them of the insecurity coming. That this insecurity would not only consume other tribes, and that it will consume even people in the northern region. And now they are looking for solution to curb the insecurity. It's coming because of insecurity. Despite all the approaches and the mechanism that has been put in place to curb insecurity in the north, and yet nothing has been done. You saw it. That I am even happy that Kanu is in detention. Ask me why, sir. Because Kanu is ever since Kanu trial has commenced, Kanu has gone so global. Even he got to that see a state in US gave Kanu an award, recognized him. A state, I think in Georgia, recognized Kanu give him a prestigious award. Now, if Fulani Kanu was a terrorist, would a state, a powerful state in US recognize Nnamdi Kanu and give him such award? So it shows that. So it shows that it is actually a planned work between the Fulanis and this so-called revolution to jail Nnamdi Kanu. And now that they are seeing the effect that things is not going the way as planned, that that's why Kanu is still in the international community is still solidly behind him, and it is the major reason why they are running helter skelter to make sure that Kanu is left off the hook. We saw a prominent person now, in which she said she will be coming all the way from the US to visit Nnamdi Kanu. US is even sending delegates very soon to visit Nnamdi Kanu, and then to as well visit State House, to reach a comprehensive dialogue, because I know that the president has written a letter to President Trump, and Trump acknowledged that letter. It is obvious. So it is a very good momentum for the Biafrans, knowing that fully well that now the decision is now in the Oval Office, in the White House. So if Nigeria does not, they don't even need Nigerian approval to consent to it. Once America make that decision, everything, whether the president likes it or not, he must approve to it. So they know the implication that anytime, any moment from now, the Igbo'S will exist in the country. That is why they are rushing to Sokoto prison to beg Kanu to stop that exit, knowing that Kanu alone has really give this Biafra a push in the global world. And Kanu said it that, and then Kanu said that his own kind of struggle will not be fought with a vial of gun. He makes mention that he will not fight the way Ojukwu fought. That he will not fight. That his own approaches and then channel or way of achieving the struggle is different. And ever since Kanu started, Kanu has never fought or by anybody. All those thoughts we saw were just mere allegations. And now, as of today, the Nigerian government is in disarray because they don't know what might come out of them. For the first time in Nigeria, that we see that US government invaded the Sokoto Caliphate and broke Sokoto. It was the influence of just one man. That alone, kudos to him. And ever since that man has written about Christian genocide, the US government has taken it more serious. Now, at every point in time, the Nigerian government they are following the Nigerian politics back to back to know how where and how far are Christians faring in Nigeria. If just some weeks ago we saw how the US Congress were proposing for a breakup, in which that matter is still in the first reading. You know, before a law, before a matter becomes a law, it must pass 3 stages: the first reading, the second reading, and the third reading. No, for the lawmakers or for the congressmen to even adopt it, that bill, it shows that Kanu influence has pushed. And don't forget that Suziwili, the current chief of staff to President Trump, was the former Biafra lobbyist.
Alright, Igbo knows them also. In them they go know that Hausa are the game power. Yes, because these people, am I here? Am I hammer? Now, in this man, if this man was me pony, now in a Goku bandit, in a Goku Fulani herdsmen, and your plan you go this security begin a level mega mostly. mostly the northern part of the country and the northern southern of the country. Yamagana East with us an inferior thing which is which is well compared and of which you watch and I compared earlier with this kind of security outfit that the Southeast governors are coming up with. Ndị Southeast are ndị Igbo one ha won the new. So they are contested in what they have and they work for what they want. The only thing in Yemen and Southeast is only kidnapping. And the kidnapping as of recent now, that to reduce it's not even happening much. Then is it Okwo sit at home or sit at home a terrorist activities? No. Is he a threat to the national security? No. Sit at home is not even it's even strengthening the national security. My hair that is just a coffee. That is he placed a coffee from 6 to 6. You can still call it coffee. Or was it at home. Then is Apple agitation also a threat to the National Assembly or national security? No. Is he a terrorist organization? No. Okay, because these people are agitating. But is Fulani Herdsmen a terrorist organization? Yes. Are they a threat to the national security? Yes. So, like, is Boko Haram the same? Yes. But even though to this much of now son that say there's okay now where do you want the airstrike should go? So if they remove the airstrike now from the north and come to the east, so where are they going to bomb? Where is there any forest that you see all these bandits are hiding? You see, these people doesn't know when they are giving them help, and I can tell you that this a lot of these kinds of northern leaders half the people they are the one deceiving the innocent ones who could have go to school. They know that all these things are doing is very very wrong. But I know that the way the system are evolving today, in the next 5 to 10 years, all these people will go to school, and by then, Gabriel said that you see time will come when these people will enjoy the goodness of Biafra. Time will come why these people will know that what Biafra did for them is even good. Because with Biafra liberation, is going to expose a lot of things and develop a lot of region, especially the northern areas. By then, a lot of them will go to school because they are now independent. Ewefula Igbo now. So who are they with? They are now alone. So part of the region will go to school because here we are country now. They not get one day grad school now when they got one here. But with the excess way they will used to go to school, they make and most of them mad at it. All these things that these leaders are telling them are wrong. And to be surprised, don't be surprised that they will come after their leaders maybe in years to come, because when education comes, when innovations come, where technology meets them, then they will know that they have been whiling away their times while trying to protect something that is unspeakable and something that doesn't really even make sense for the first start. Well, I want you also to share your own opinion in the comment section, and don't forget to share this video to your friends and loved ones. Thank you and God bless.